Evet, duamızı ettik. Make a donation to Işız Church. Aha bizim kel. Olursun abi. Yavaş, sakin, sallama. Sana mı? Ben niye konuşamıyorum bunu? Ha?
God save you. I want to make a donation to the church as a token of repentance for the things I did wrong. Here you are.
And I gladly accept your offering, my son. I'll pray for your forgiveness. But I'm curious, how come you got so devout all of a sudden? Has something happened?
Johanka sent me to do penance to the Virgin Mary and make a donation to her church.
Johanka?
Yes, Father, it's a long story.
Not to worry, lad. I had to listen to a lot of long stories at the university in Prague. Each of the masters tried to speak longer than the others so as not to appear less learned. I can handle it, believe me.
All right, if you like. Johanka is a girl from Skalitz. I've known her since, well, all my life. But recently, some peculiar things have been going on.
Haven't they everywhere? These are dark times.
No, wait though. This is something different. The Virgin Mary has been appearing to Johanka.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. Our Lady visits her in her dreams and shows her, well, I don't know what. Johanka says the Virgin tells her some words of wisdom and wants her to pass them on to the people.
Good Lord. What does she show her? Tell me.
Once she preached to the people about how we were all sinners and must repent, otherwise beasts of hell would come for us and rip us to pieces. Something like that. But if we're virtuous, Our Lady will drive the beasts away, save us. Of course, when Johanka speaks, it sounds a lot better, really. She speaks completely differently than she usually does. Like some kind of angel.
Damn. That sounds very, I don't know, Henry. You wouldn't be making it up by any chance.
Couldn't believe it myself at the start.
And now you do?
I'm not really sure, to tell the truth.
I see. Well, that is really extraordinary. And what do the people think of all this?
Well, the people of Sasau go to listen to her. Well, some of them.
That's interesting. Very interesting indeed. The masters of Prague ought to hear this. Some might even agree. And what about you, Henry? What do you think of it?
Me? I really don't know what to make of it. But Johanka would never lie. And what do you think? You're a learned man.
It's hard to say. Maybe I should go to Sasau and see for myself. Thank you for telling me, lad. One thing is certain, though. There are interesting times ahead. That you can be sure of.
Interesting? In a good way or a bad way?
That's in God's hands, son.
What isn't? Farewell, Father.
Wait a moment. You came here the whole way from Sasau on foot?
That's right, Father. Path or no path, over hill and vale, trudging my weary way.
Ah, then may God watch over you and lighten your load. God be with you.
Reis kılıç sallamaya diyor. Evet, Yohanka'ya geri dönüyoruz. Yohanka. Gece yarısı orada oluruz herhalde. Bakayım, mesela saat 5:30 gibi çıktık yola. Bakalım Sasau'ya ne zaman varacağız? Sasau öyle değil mi orası? Kaçta varacağız? Bu kadar mesafeye kaç saat sürüyor? Merhoyet. Bayağı bir uçtan bir uca geldik neredeyse. Evet. 4,5-5 saatte falan gelmişiz. Yuhanka'nın bir yanına gidelim bakalım. Yuhanka'ya ne olduğunu bul. Adela ile konuşalım.
Good evening.
How are things going here?
Quite well. It's a lot of work, but I have a feeling I'm doing something useful. Johanka and brother Nicodemus showed me what to do, and I already know a thing or two.
Sounds good.
I have a roof over my head, enough to eat, and they even pay me a bit. It's really quite fine.
I'm glad to hear it. And you've had no trouble from anyone?
No, everyone has been kind. It's sweet of you to care, Henry. Take care.
Evet, en azından öğrendik. Hanımefendinin hayatı gayet yerindeymiş. Şimdi bu Yuhanka'nın nerede olduğunu bir öğrenmemiz lazım. Ya bu evlerden birinde mi?
What are you snooping around here for? Clear off.
Yukarı çıkalım bakalım.
Hey.
Nerede bu kız ya? Bulamadık. Sabah olsun bakın, daha rahat buluruz herhalde. Nerede bu ya? Yani anlamadım ki nerede olduğunu da. Bir saat daha geçelim bakalım. Belki karşımıza çıkar. En kötü mesai başlayınca artık bir zahmet karşımıza çıksın zaten.
What do you want? There's no Johanka here. There's nothing to see.
Nerede bu kız ya? Allah Allah. Durmadan bir saat ilerletiyoruz ya. Bulamadık da kızı. Kardeşiyle
What
konuşalım.
happened to Johanka?
Ha.
Nothing good, I'm sorry to say. She was locked up by the papal inquisitor Bishop Yaroslav of Benishov. It seems he somehow caught wind of this preaching of hers. He's accused her of spreading heresy and had her placed under arrest.
Jesus Christ. What's going to happen to her?
I don't know, Henry. It all depends on the Inquisitor and how he decides. The
Hayda.
accusations brought against Johanka are very serious.
Well, we must do something.
Well, you can try talking to Bishop Yaroslav. He can tell you more. As a servant of the royal headman, your name ought to carry some weight with him. But watch your step. This matter is entirely in the hands of church law, so you mustn't overestimate your lay authority here.
Right. I'll go and see this Bishop Yaroslav of Benishov.
May God go with you.
Hadi bakalım.
Thank you, Henry. I'm glad you're standing up for Johanka. If you need anything, do come and see me.
See you later.
Inquisitor ile konuşmamız lazım şimdi. Inquisitor da burada.
Sir, I am...
Henry of Scarlet, from the garrison of the Royal Hetman, Sir Radzig Kobyla. I've heard a lot about you, my son. I'm pleased to meet you.
Aynen öyle. Eyvallah.
Bishop Yaroslav? Sir?
Sir, my lord.
My lord, to what do I owe your interest in my humble self?
I was told you survived the massacre in Skalitz and warned the Talmberg garrison. You tracked down the raiders of a stud farm in Neuhof, wasn't it? To their hideout in the woods. And
Aynen
then
öyle.
you led Sir Radzig and his armed company there and joined bravely in the skirmish, and even killed their notorious leader by your own hand. And I
Aynen
believe you
öyle.
have many
Tek
other
başıma
deeds to
yaptım.
your
Ben
credit.
yaptım.
That's quite remarkable, considering your age, is it not?
I had some unsettled accounts to deal with. And I still do.
Mm-hmm. You're clearly not lacking in determination. A word of caution, though. Fervor can easily lead to recklessness. Nevertheless, I assume you came on account of your heart.
Aynen.
Yes.
And tell me what's on your mind.
How did you find out about Johanka?
Word came to me of what was happening here. That some young girl was claiming to speak for the Blessed Virgin. I traveled here immediately, as my duty demanded, and observed events in Sasau incognito, in order to examine the matter at first hand.
I see.
Word came to me of what was...
I see.
Şıkta bastık.
Why did you have her imprisoned?
Because she broke the promise she made to me, and persisted in actions that bear the signs of heresy.
And what will happen to Johanka now?
I must weigh the gravity of her transgressions, and investigate these alleged visions of hers. I consider it very improbable that she is indeed being visited by the Blessed Virgin. Nevertheless, I cannot at this time rule it out entirely.
So you think it could be true? In that case, Johanka hasn't done anything wrong.
It's not that straightforward. Even if her visions were real, she was at fault for interpreting them as she saw fit and preaching to the people.
So you decide just like that? But you don't even know Johanka.
I certainly do not decide just like that. I'm thoroughly examining the entire matter, and you would be well advised not to question my authority. I will call Johanka and the witnesses, question them, and then pronounce a verdict.
And will there be anyone there to defend Johanka?
Do you doubt my judgment?
I would never be so bold, sir. But surely it would be only just that someone should speak for Johanka about all her good deeds and so forth?
Naturally, I will also question those who would speak in her defense. Since you are interceding, I expect you have someone in mind?
Yes. Actually, me.
As I surmised. But this matter does not directly concern you. Why should I allow you to appear before the court?
Johanka is my neighbor, and I have a Christian duty to come to her aid. I can't just stand by and do nothing.
I have to concur with you on that. Your concern seems sincere, so I will grant your request. Very well. You will defend Johanka.
Evet, avukat da olduk şimdi.
In her defense, if you so wish, you may also bring witnesses. I will question any such witnesses, and naturally I shall question Johanka too.
Thank you, Monsignor. In that case, I'll need to speak to Johanka first.
That won't be possible. It's forbidden by the Inquisition procedure. Until the entire matter is resolved, Johanka can speak only to me and no one else.
Hayda.
But I have to talk to her. How can I defend her otherwise?
No, you are strictly forbidden to speak with her. I have already conceded to something that is quite beyond normal practice. Bear that in mind. I would like to expedite the matter. The trial will take place in Sasau Church in 3 days' time at the latest. Come and let me know when you're ready to proceed. In the meantime, I will continue my investigation.
Very well, Monsignor. I had better get on with it then, sir.
3 gün içerisinde
Before you go, you know Johanka longer than anyone else. You spent a lot of time with her, as I've discovered. Tell me, my son,
3 gün içerisinde bir tanık mı bulmamız lazım
what do
ne?
you think of this whole affair?
About the Virgin Mary? I believe the Virgin does visit her. Johanka is honest. She wouldn't lie about it.
Şimdi burada yalan söylüyoruz. Opel'de yalan söyledik. Buraya diyoruz ki nereden eserseyiz ha.
Heavenly revelation. Who else could it be from? But the Virgin Mary.
The origin of these so-called visions of hers must be investigated. But thank you for your candor. Is there anything else you can tell me?
Johanka is an honest girl and virtuous. She's a good Christian who attends church and thinks of others.
Good. Please continue.
She's worried about Matthias. He's from Skalitz too, and she's very fond of him. But he was wounded in a raid on Merhojed recently, and since then he's been lying in a fever. Johanka believes that if she does what the Blessed Virgin wants of her, Matthias might be healed.
Interesting. Anything else?
Well, before, in Skalitz, Johanka was sort of, well, just a simple village girl. I never imagined I'd hear her talk in the way she does now. She's completely transformed.
Gelişti, kendini geliştirdi. Üstadım.
I see. Do continue.
Johanka helped a lot of people. She worked her fingers to the bone.
Aynen, kendisi
Nicodemus with the sick and injured.
Florence Nightingale gibi ya.
Certainly commendable. What else can you tell me about her?
Maybe. She didn't treat everyone equally. She took better care of her former Skalitz neighbors than of the other patients, of course.
It's understandable, yes. Some people are dearer to her than others, but whether by doing so she sinned. Anything else, Henry?
That's about all I can tell you.
Thank you, my son. One more thing before you go. Let me remind you that it's your Christian duty to report anything suspicious going on concerning the church and the true faith. If you're aware of anything of the sort in these parts, if you prove yourself a commendable servant of the church, I would also take that into account in judging Johanka's case.
All right, Monsignor. I'll bear that in mind.
See you later.
Evet. Sir Sebastian testimony, bailiff bilmem ne. Evet. Oha. Oha. Görevin neden uzun olduğu belli. Tamam, böyle başlayacağız tek tek, yapacak da bir şey yok. Evet, şimdi tamam Brothers Nicodemus testimony. Tamam, önce kardeşiyle bir başlayalım. Bayağı konuşacağımız insan var. Sırayla gidelim hepsinden.
Henry, I must have a word.
Brother Nicodemus,
You've heard something?
the Inquisitor has decided that Johanka will be tried, but he's agreed that I can defend her.
That's really quite unusual. It must mean he hasn't come to a clear conclusion yet.
Yes. I'll get her out of it.
Hoş geldin Haluk'cuğum. 3. ayımız kutlu olsun.
Thing is, I expect
Dönüşüm
Johanna
mükemmel
to say
olmuş.
the same things before the court that she's been preaching.
What are you saying?
Well, I've been thinking about what she's been saying, and it seems to me her preaching has a certain progression. Are you acquainted with the notion of the three orders of man?
Yeah, I heard something about it. Those who work, those who pray, and those who fight. But what's all that got to do with Johanka?
Well, I noticed in her first sermon she primarily addressed the concerns of the common folk, and in the second, she criticized the nobility.
I suppose so. But I still don't get it.
In short, I'm afraid that now she might start talking about the church if she gets the chance. And if she's as critical as she was about the lords, I dread to think how that might end up. Henry, you must warn her against that. She must show humility before the Inquisitor, and the wisest course would be to admit to being wrong. She's rather stubborn, but perhaps she'll listen to you.
But the Inquisitor said no one's allowed to see her.
No one except the Inquisitor's own men. You'll just have to think something up. I'm afraid Johanka's fate is mainly in your hands now. I'm relying on you.
Good luck then.
Evet şimdi testimony nasıl ya şimdi?
Witnesses can be summoned for Johanka's trial. So I wanted to ask you if you'd give a testimony. Maybe some learned speech in her defense?
I'd be glad to do it. Johanka deserves my help. Such testimonies could carry a lot of weight. You should try and get as many as you can.
Okay. Tamam. Şimdi bunu ikna ettik değil mi? Tamam şimdi. Dur. Bu kız da olur. Nerede? Heh.
Adela, the Inquisitor is going to try Johanka in court.
Oh, Lord. I hope she's acquitted. I was absolutely devastated when they took her away.
I need people to speak in her defense, and I'd like to ask you to do it.
I don't want to go there. Really. I'm afraid of that Inquisitor.
Ulan o kadar senin için yaptığımız şeylerin üzerine bunu mu söylüyorsun be? Ayıp be sana be.
It's only right that I should try and help her. But what am I supposed to say there? I'm just a simple village girl. I don't know anything about these things.
That doesn't matter. You just be yourself. It should be enough to talk about all the good Johanka does here, and how she helps others. I'll send for you if you're needed.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Şey de yapacağız. Neydi şunun ismi? Sir Sebastian. Onun için her şey yapar. Allah dur. Israrla yani bu adamla normalde konuşmamamı istiyor ama ben de ısrarla bu adamı buna yanaştırmaya çalışıyorum.
God save. What can I do for you?
I need something from you, sir. I suppose you heard that Johanka was locked up by the Inquisitor and is facing charges of heresy.
I did, and it's most disturbing news.
What you might not know is that he's agreed that I can defend her at the trial.
You? Do you even know what to say?
Sure I know. It'll turn out just fine. Trust me. But I need you to testify at the court. In Johanka's defense, of course.
Naturally. You don't think I could just sit here and do nothing? Besides, the bishop has already insisted that I appear before the court.
Oh. All right.
One moment. I apologize if I was a little hasty.
Yani biraz ağır
This
kaçtı.
has left me anxious. I appreciate that you want to defend her. However, I don't think it would have any effect. No offense, but I don't think you'll be able to achieve anything in court. I'm afraid the Inquisitor will judge as he sees fit, whatever anyone says. But I have an idea how you could help.
Oh? How's that?
Flee. With Johanka, of course.
You might be right. But how? The bishop won't let anyone see Johanka.
Johanka is being held at the rat house, isn't she? You could pass yourself off as one of the Inquisitor's men, get in there at night, and escape with her.
How am I supposed to pass myself off as one of his men?
Well, when his guard came here, he identified himself by means of a document. If you could get your hands on it, think about it. But whatever you decide, if Johanka comes to any harm, you'll have me to answer to. I'm very fond of her, and her of me, and I don't want anything to happen to her, understand? But
Tabii.
if everything ends well, I'll show you my gratitude, I assure you.
I found this document in the woods by Sasau. Careful, it's a bit bloody.
Don't tell me those fools got themselves. To hell with it. And did you come across any Cumans?
Yes, they're finished.
There now. It's not such a fuck up after all.
Gelmişken bir de bir
Here's some
görevi
money for
teslim
you.
edelim.
It was supposed to be for those idiots, but it seems they asked for 100 groschen more than they deserved. God be with you.
Gelmişken haracımızı da kestik. Pavel'e Colin ha. Pavel Colin de olur. Yakın zamanda işbirliği de yaptık arkadaşlar. Hayır da yaptı. Ya oğlum neye çarptık ya? Köşeyi erken mi döndük? Ne yaptık?
Goodman Pavel, you're still here. That's a relief. I was afraid I'd miss you.
Ah, Henry. What would you like from me? Maybe you'd like to rob me of what I have left, or what is it this time?
What on earth do you mean?
You stole half of the money you were supposed to donate. You robbed me, lied to me, and dishonored the Blessed Virgin on whose behalf Johanka spoke.
You're accusing me falsely. I donated the money I found in the place you described, and it wasn't easy to find either.
You mean half of the money I put there?
Half? What are you saying?
Don't think you can fool me. When it comes to coin, my memory is flawless. I remember exactly how much was there. 90 score groschen.
Well, then someone must have found it earlier and taken some.
Someone finds treasure and takes only half? Very fishy, I'd say.
No, not at all, actually. A lot of footpads think if they leave 1 groschen for every groschen they steal, it will absolve them of their sin, and they can line their purses with a clean conscience.
Well, there is a certain twisted logic to it. I know some merchants who think just like that. All right, Henry. I admit I jumped to conclusions.
Ya hemen atladın.
Now we've got that settled, there's something I'd like to ask of you. The Inquisitor has locked up Johanka. She's accused of heresy. I'd like to ask you to speak to the court in Johanka's defense.
Of course, Henry. You have my word. And the word of a burgher of Colleen ought to mean something. But to speak in defense of someone accused of heresy is no small matter. What do you want me to say?
The same thing you told me. That it was a sacred sign that you happened to be nearby when Johanka was speaking, and so on.
True. I'll tell the bishop that. You can rest assured.
Thank you very much. Please wait here a few more days for the court to convene, then I'll send for you.
All right. For Johanka's sake, I'll wait. God be with you.
Aferin. Sözüme gel. Konuşma işleri de harbiden tık tık tık gidiyor vallahi. Evet, şuradan D'den başlayabiliriz. Bu mu? Katip mi?
Master Bailiff, Inquisitor Yaroslav is going to try Johanka.
I know. He was here asking questions too.
Oh? What did he want to know?
Various things. Like how things are here, whether people are honest, whether we observe the fest days and so forth. And then he asked about Johanka, about what she preaches, whether people come to listen to her and that. He's been talking to a lot of other people in Sasau too. I even heard that Katra, the swordsmith's wife, invited him to dine with them.
That's interesting. Thanks for telling me. Was he just asking questions, or does he want you to testify before the court?
Yes, he did ask me to testify, and I'm none too happy about it.
I see. And what are you going to say about her?
It depends what I'm asked, but there's not much I can say. I don't know Johanka very well. She seems virtuous and self-sacrificing to me. She's never done anything wrong, and no one here ever had a cross word to say about her. Until recently. Maybe some gossip about her and Sir Sebastian. But I've heard similar talk about half the women folk here.
Johanka has helped a lot of people here, selflessly. Her heart is in the right place.
True. But then there's that preaching of hers. Folk have been falling out. They're split according to whether they believe Johanka or not. I don't know quite what to think of it myself. But I don't want to jump to conclusions. I'll wait and see what the learned bishop has to say.
Couldn't you add something good to your testimony for Johanka? I would, show my gratitude substantially.
What? Are you trying to bribe me to commit perjury? The Inquisitor will hear how you're going to defend Johanka.
Good Lord, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I expressed myself badly, that's all. What I was trying to say, rather clumsily, is that I'd be very glad if you were to speak on Johanka's behalf, because she really deserves it.
Well, I'll overlook your clumsiness then.
Thank you, Master Bailiff.
Master Bailiff, teşekkür ederiz. Şimdi bu try to pursue and speak it. Peki bu Johanka şu an burada mı lan? Try to pursue Johanka. A'da ne var? Guta stes. Guta. Ha, tamam. Şu A'ya bir gidelim. I'ya gideriz sonra. Şimdi bir Guta'ya gidelim. Bakalım eşiyle işler nasıl gidiyor. Taraftan mı? Taraftan değilmiş. Good.
Well, how did it go with that husband of mine?
I played him and took him for everything he had.
I see. So he played again.
I had a heart-to-heart talk with him, and in the end, he promised he wouldn't gamble again. He even gave me his dice.
That sounds promising. Thank you, Henry. But what about the money he lost? Did you give it back to him?
I gave him just half back, so he doesn't forget too quickly.
I see. And what about the other half?
Hadi verdim.
But here you are. All I wanted was to teach him a lesson. I wouldn't want you to suffer.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Henry.
I need your help with something.
Acıdım hadi.
I'm sure you've heard. Johanka was locked up by the Inquisitor.
Ayrıca Johanka'ya yardım
Who
etmeyeceğim.
hasn't? The whole of Sasau is talking about it. And the Inquisitor was asking around about her.
I'd like to ask you to appear before the court and say something in Johanka's defense.
I can't say I'm keen on going there. But Johanka helped me. And you did too. I think it's only right that someone should say something good about her.
Ah, thanks, Guta. I appreciate it. I'll send for you when it's time.
Tamam, bunu da hallettik. Şimdi E'ye gidiyoruz. Yani niye buradan gidersin ki? Peder Fabian'la da bir görüşelim.
Father, the Inquisitor has had Johanka thrown in jail.
I know, sir.
He's planning a hearing.
Rightly so. It's about time this whole matter was dealt with.
What do you think about it then?
As I say, it's a good thing that the matter is being investigated. The things Johanka has been preaching are, to say the least, disturbing. Who knows what these dreams are that she speaks of? And her words are only putting ideas in people's heads and leading them astray. Now, instead of going to church, as they should, they go to her in the false belief that they will find solace. It's creating a chasm between the people and the church and leading them away from the true teaching left to us by Christ. They're misguided and swamped in heretical ideas.
But Johanka is no heretic. She's a good, kind girl who's only trying to do the right thing. I'll defend her.
Suit yourself. But mind you don't get ensnared in her fallacies, and leave it to the bishop to judge the matter.
Of course.
See you later.
Alligator. Şu U'da ne var ya? U'dakini anlayamadım.
I found it. Now to pick the flowers.
Bu ne ya? Try to pursue Johanka with humility. Pursuit. Ignite. Yani doğru mu yapıyoruz şu an bilmiyorum ama. Ya bir sigaraya mı çıktın? Var bir sigara içiyor gibi duruyor lan adam. Bu I ne muhabbeti? Ben hala anlayamadım bu I'yı. Burası daha sonra galiba. Neyse biz bir yakın mesafe gidince böyle loading ekranı uzuyor. Yapmamak lazım. Çok saçma. Aslında tam tersi olması gerekir diye düşünüyorum ama. Şimdi C'ye gideceğiz.
here about Johanka.
You're that fella of hers, are you? What do you want?
No. I'm just a friend of hers. Matthias is her, fella.
Huh. God knows how many she has.
I heard you invited Bishop Yaroslav
Neler
to
diyorsun?
dine with you?
Yes, so what? Bishop Yaroslav is an esteemed visitor to Sasau, and it's only fitting he should be suitably hosted by devout burghers.
And what did you talk about?
What we discussed with the Monsignor is none of your business.
What have you
Öyle
got
mi?
against Johanka?
Nothing. The question is, what has she got against us? Tell me that.
What?
She turns up here and tries to tell us how to live our lives. Says the Virgin Mary whispers to her in the night. Yeah, I'm sure. To a simple village wench. I'd like to know who's really putting those ideas in her head. She's just getting people all worked up. Men, especially. Coming around here with her nonsense. Sasau is a decent, orderly place, I'll have you know. We don't want any trouble here. All this talk about hellfire and the end of the world. God have mercy. No one is interested in what she has to say. All they want is some spectacle. She ought to have thought twice before she started. Not that she wasn't warned.
What do you mean, warned?
As I said, she was told.
Explain yourself.
Tell me everything you know. I represent the royal hetman, so don't try and keep anything from me.
If you must know, some of the fellas want to have it out with her and tell her to stop. No one wants her speeches here, but would she listen? No. The devil possessed her to bring harm to us.
So it was you who sent those men?
All I wanted was to protect the Sasau folk against her poisonous tongue, and I'll do just that. The Monsignor asked me to testify in court, and I'll tell everything I know there.
And I'll do likewise. Farewell.
Go. May the Lord watch over you.
Hadi bakalım. Sırada A'daki ne? Durmaya katıl. Ha, tamam. Bir dakika, şunu kaldıralım. Tamam, bir tek bu. Tamam. Tamam, şimdi o zaman gidiyoruz B'ye.
Monsignor, I've heard of various irregularities in the province that might be of interest to you.
Very good, my son. A good Christian certainly shouldn't conceal such things. Please, speak.
Well, the parish priest in Ujits is rather unorthodox. Not that he's a bad person, not at all. He takes good care of his flock, no doubt. It's just that he drinks quite a lot. In fact, he's even said
Satış mı bu da?
drunk. And he keeps a concubine.
That distresses me. All the more so because what you describe isn't at all unique amongst the clergy. Thank you for telling me, Henry. Matters like this certainly must be addressed.
The former parish priest of Rovna, Father Simon, went missing one day. Everyone thought he'd fled from the province, but in fact he just went to the woods and became a hermit.
I see. Why did he do that?
I couldn't tell you.
That's a pity. But I'm glad you told me about him.
There were Valdensians hiding in Ujits.
Really? And how did you find out about it?
Sir Hanush sent me to help the vicar track them down and catch them.
So, Sir Hanush had an interest in finding them?
Yes, that's right.
I'm pleased to hear it. It's not always possible to see eye to eye with secular lords in such matters. And how did it end up with the members of the sect?
They fled. The vicar is still trying to track them down.
That's unfortunate. Let's hope the vicar succeeds promptly in his mission.
Some women in Egypt went to the herbalist for magic ointment. Then they went to the woods, smeared this ointment on themselves, and engaged in all sorts of incantations and spells.
What? Witchcraft? God have mercy. They must be brought to justice. Who is this herbalist they visited?
Not to worry, Monsignor. Father Godwin put a stop to it.
Well, that's good news at least. Witchcraft will not be tolerated under any circumstances.
There are interesting things going on inside the monastery.
In the monastery? What kind of things?
The monks in the monastery are very concerned with the election of the new abbot. There's a lot of scheming going on over it.
But how do you know about it?
İçeri
How
girdim.
does a servant of the royal hetman come by knowledge of the confidential affairs of the Brotherhood of Monks?
Nasıl böyle bile geliyorsun diyor bana. I heard about it from someone. The royal huntsman has his ways and means.
I caught wind of it. I heard it from a novice that the brothers were sending out at night to buy wine for them.
I see. And what was the name of this novice?
Lan neydi bu? Oo,
Siskin.
sıktık.
There is a novice of that name at the monastery. I shall have to speak to the prior about these matters. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. If you've nothing else to tell me, you may leave.
That's all, Monsignor.
All right, Henry. Thank you. But I hope you're not keeping anything from me.
About the irregularity.
I'm listening.
That's all,
Ha,
Monsignor.
burası bu
Alright.
kadardı zaten.
Why did you have Johanka imprisoned?
I talked to her for a long time about the things she was saying and about her convictions. I warned her that she had to stop preaching in public. And I told her if she had any further concerns, or as she claims, visions, she should come to me. Johanka chose to ignore my warning and continued with her preaching. Obviously, I couldn't turn a blind eye to that kind of disobedience.
But what's so bad about what Johanka has been saying?
Look here. It's simply unacceptable that anyone at all should come along and stand up in the market square and preach about God's will or how he or she interprets it. God gave us his teachings, which we must honor, and he showed us how to fulfill them. It is only those teachings that lead us on the path to salvation and God's grace. But understanding those teachings is no simple matter. It demands learning, time, and effort. That is one of the tasks of Holy Mother Church. What Johanka has been saying is dangerously close to heresy. She must be brought to see the error of her ways, and her disruptive actions must cease.
But Johanka hasn't done anything against God. On the contrary, she's devout, and she's trying to redeem sinners.
Perhaps, but she's also incited disobedience to the nobles, and that is a serious accusation. Think of it like this. You have to pass through a dark forest filled with hazards. Many paths lead to that forest, but only one will lead you safely through it. You know which is the right path, but others don't. Would you show them the right path? Or leave each to choose his own and very likely lose his way?
I'd leave everyone to take which path they want. Let everyone take responsibility for themselves.
But then many would lose their way and die. Because of you. Where it concerns God's mercy and grace, we cannot allow that to happen. You must understand that it is the mission of the church to care for the soul of every person. It is our sacred duty to lead the people to salvation.
How does the church know which is the right path?
Watch how you speak, Henry, and how you consider such matters. God is the fountain of truth, and he is represented on earth by his holy church and none other. The church was
Kusura
built
bakma
on the
ama sert
foundations of
çıkmam
Christ's
lazım ama yani
apostles,
böyle olmaz.
who passed on his wisdom to others as they passed on the task of leading people to the love of God and thereby to salvation. Do you think the church would now want to lead the people to damnation? That we would consciously corrupt the task that the Son of God passed on to us? We would be condemning not only the people, but ourselves too. It would extinguish the very sense of our existence.
Everyone gets the gift of reason from God, don't they? So they should use it. The priests are only looking out for themselves, taking advantage of people, and they've forgotten about Christ. I don't need the church to tell me how to love God.
Well then, my suspicions are confirmed. Johanka has succumbed to the deceit of Lucifer, and her heresy has clouded the
Ya
minds
ne
of
alaka
others.
ya?
You are living proof of that. What you are saying is exactly Lucifer's
Ya
design.
salak mısın
Break
nesin?
down the fortifications of Holy Mother
Kolyeyi
Church,
takmışsın
so
ama
nothing is left to guard
boşa
your
takmışsın
soul against
peder.
seduction. But you
Ne boksan
will
artık.
succeed here, archdemon. You will be stopped. Guards, take this heretic. I'll deal with him shortly. Take care now.
Hayda. Dilim kesildikten sonra öldün diyor. Yohanka'da kafirlikten suçlu bulunduğunda seni aynı kadarı paylaştı. Aa. Nereden devam edecek acaba? Neyse böyle bir şey görmüş olmak bile güzeldi yani. Dilim kesildi ha. Benim dilim kesilse bile konuşurum herhalde ya.
I'm ready, Monsignor.
Hadi bakalım başlatalım.
Excellent. I have also completed my investigation. We may commence then with the proceedings?
Yes.
Good. I will send for everyone who is to bear witness and have Johanka brought before the court. We'll commence first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. These are solemn proceedings that demand a certain decorum. I won't tolerate any clanking armor or otherwise inappropriate attire. You will wear this robe.
Of course. Thank you, Monsignor.
Very well. Rest now, and we'll meet in the morning. Take care.
Peki. Direkt sinematikle devam ediyoruz. Güzel. Ana Yohanka böyle miymiş? Sesi başı dağılmış kadının ya. Düşmüş aldırsaydınız bari kadını.
Let us begin.
Hadi başlayalım. Ben burada savunacağım galiba kendisini, değil mi? Of. Bu da enteresan bir DLC olmuş.
I, Bishop Yaroslav of Benishov, by the grace of God, Papal Inquisitor, have come here to Sasau in response to reports of Marian visitations and the preaching activities of one Johanka, a commoner. And I have found indeed that by her arbitrary words she's been leading good people astray and encouraging their rebellion against their betters. Furthermore, Johanka has attempted to usurp the glory that belongs alone to Holy Mother Church and to appoint herself as an intermediary of the wisdom and grace of Almighty God. This does not behove any layperson, and certainly not a woman. It is therefore necessary to remedy her transgressions, and to investigate the extent and the basis of her misguidance. Or, as the case may be, heresy. Henry of Skalitz has elected to appear here in Johanka's defense, and his wish has been allowed. Anyone who elects to speak here does so before God, and shall be bound by a most sacred oath, to speak only the truth. I will first hear the testimony of Father Fabian, who sent me word of this matter, and who should best know what deeds are done in his parish. Father Fabian, will you tell us what Johanka has been proclaiming?
Johanka claims that she has received visitations from Our Lady, the Holy Mother of God, who speaks to her in the night. It is an outrageous claim that I hold to be entirely untrue.
And did Johanka come forward to ask your advice regarding these alleged apparitions?
She did not. Instead, she took it upon herself to spread her supposed wisdom to the people.
And prior to this, did Johanka attend church? Did you see her at your sermons, Father?
I did not, Monsignor. I believe Johanka is deliberately avoiding the church. Instead, she meets her followers secretly in the woods and preaches to them. Either she made everything up, or the devil himself is whispering in her ear.
If I may, Monsignor, the Virgin Mary really does speak to Johanka.
Is that so? And on what do you found this claim?
It couldn't be the devil. Johanka lives at the monastery, doesn't she? Close to the cave of St. Procopius. St. Procopius, who overpowered the devil and cast him down, did he not? The evil one would hardly dare return to the dominion of the saints to whisper in Johanka's ear. Surely that's obvious.
It's true, Henry. That evil spirits, or even Lucifer himself, would have little power in the vicinity of the remains of St. Procopius.
But the fact that she lives at the monastery doesn't mean that she is not misguided. What's more, she is an interloper there herself, who would not even be tolerated if it weren't for Brother Nicodemus.
Yes, Father. I am aware of the impropriety of her presence in the monastery grounds. But in this I must concur with Henry. Let us continue then. Father Fabian?
Even if it were true, why would Our Lady choose a simple village girl like Johanka?
You're right, Father Fabian. That is quite untoward. Let's proceed then. Is there anything else you want to add?
I have nothing to add, Monsignor.
Ya buna ne ekleyeceksin yani şimdi? Onun kararlarını mı sorgulayacağız? O da var.
Have you had trouble with heretics before, or had any suspicions of heresy here?
Not much, Monsignor. Now and then there have been traveling preachers and various charlatans here and there. Although I did recently get reports that there were members of the Waldensian sect hiding in the province.
Waldensians? So there have been heretics concealed here. So, it cannot be ruled out that Johanka also associated with them. Perhaps they are even behind this matter too. Thank you, Father Fabian. That's all.
I'm glad to have been of service, Monsignor.
Call Hoshek, bailiff of Sasau. Bailiff, has there been any suspicious activity here recently?
Hoş geldin Musa.
There have been cumins on the rampage in the woods and on the roads, and all sorts of bands of footpads and brigands around the province. But otherwise, it's all been peaceful and quiet here, Monsignor.
How reassuring. And what of Johanka, bailiff? Has she been incited?
Derin bir DLC.
I couldn't tell
Avukatlık yapıyoruz şu anda.
I hardly know her. She hasn't broken any laws, and folks speak well of her, for the most part. Although it's true, things have been a bit tense here, on account of her speeches.
Continue.
Quite a lot of people have been going to her since she started with that preaching. Some are even convinced she's a holy woman. From what I heard, they bring her small gifts or ask for her advice or blessing.
Sacrilege! People coming for blessings and bringing her gifts. That has all the makings of a cult.
Oh, I don't know, Monsignor. Begging your pardon, but that's overstating it a bit. But it's true. They met outside town too, and it came to a bit of a skirmish. Nothing serious happened though. Fellas punching each other in the mouth. If you'll excuse me, Monsieur, that happens all the time. Well, that's about all I can tell you, Monsignor.
Thank you, Bailiff. That will be all. And you, Henry, you've been around Johanka more than anyone. Do people come to her for blessings?
I don't know anything about that. But when someone comes to her, she tries to help them, like a good Christian.
Henry, I'm sure you're aware that to lie here is a mortal sin and a crime.
I do. And I'm not lying.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing else, Monsignor.
Very well. Now, I wish to question Katra, the swordsmith's wife. Bring her here. Katra, you are a respected townswoman who has a good overview of what goes on in Sasau. As you told me earlier, will you tell me now what you know of Johanka and her deeds?
Yes, I'll tell you everything, Monsignor. Johanka has been putting ideas into people's heads and causing chaos. What right has she to preach to us? A simple girl like that? As if we were bad people here, and she herself is a sinner? And an adulterer, a loose woman she is, who goes with anyone, and even fornicated with the custodian, Sir Sebastian.
That's nothing but slander.
Quiet, Henry. I will deal with this matter in a moment. All right, Katra. That will be all. I have also heard rumors of Johanka's immorality that cannot be ignored. Bring here the Sasau custodian, Sir Sebastian von Berg. Sir Sebastian, my apologies for raising the matter, but doubts have been cast on your virtue. I have been told that you have shared your bed with Johanka. Is it true?
Monsignor, with respect, this is surely some mistake. Johanka is not a bad girl, and by no means a heretic.
Noted. Now please answer my question. Did you share your bed with Johanka or not?
Yes, but she's not...
Silence! So, Johanka not only incites rebellion against the nobles, but also seduces them into sin and immorality.
Monsignor, I've known Johanka a long time. She's a virtuous girl and a good Christian. She just needed support. It wasn't a bodily desire, but one of the soul. Consider what she went through. Her whole family slaughtered, and everyone here turned their backs on her, but for Sir Sebastian. Anyone can make a mistake, can't they? And she's sorry for her mistake.
Monsignor, let's put a stop to this. It's undignified for us both. And for Johanka. She's no heretic, just a confused young girl to whom fate has been less than kind. Her confusion will pass. All it needs is for someone to explain to her the error of her ways. There's no necessity for extreme measures.
Sir Sebastian, be so kind as to leave the judgment of Johanka's transgressions to me. You may go. Henry? You've been very keen to appear here in Johanka's defense. You've said a lot about her, but please, tell me why you've been helping her all this time.
Because I don't know anyone like her. She endured what would destroy most people and never gave up. She never wasted time feeling sorry for herself. Instead, she helped others, even at the cost of her own suffering. And she helped to redeem me, too. It's a pity everyone isn't like her.
It seems you speak sincerely, and you hold her in high regard. Your sincerity before God carries great weight. Thank you. That will be all, Henry.
Monsignor, please permit me to say one more thing. I heard some wise words at a sermon in Scallas, and I think I should share them here. It's our Christian duty to fight against sin. But we must love the sinner. So I beg you, Monsignor, be lenient to Johanka.
You're right, Henry. Those are wise words. Nothing remains but to question Johanka herself. Johanka of Skalitz, you've heard the accusations brought against you, and we have also heard several testimonies. I already questioned you earlier. Johanka, do you wish to revise the answers you gave earlier, or do you stand by what you said?
I stand by everything I told you.
So be it. I expressly forbade you to continue preaching, and you promised not to do so. You defied my instruction and broke your promise. Why?
Forgive me, Monsignor. But I could do nothing else. Our Lady asked me to do it, and I couldn't refuse her. And I did the right thing. The Virgin Mary visited me again in my cell and showed me new things. Monks and prelates who took off their robes and put on princely cloaks instead. They threw down their staves, buckled on swords, and placed crowns on their heads. They rejected Christ's example and hoarded wealth for themselves. They paid no heed to the people, but only gave them absolution for money and...
Silence! You will not speak like that. I have already heard more than enough. These proceedings are closed. You may leave. Johanka will now hear my verdict.
Nereye varacak bu arada? Burası çok merak ediyorum. Adamı çok ikna edebildik gibi gelmiyor ama yine de.
Johanka, are you aware you're facing very grave accusations?
Yes, Monsignor. I am.
You stand accused of preaching from ignorance and leading the people away from the protective embrace of Holy Mother Church. If you do not recant, you will suffer grave consequences. Pride and ignorance clouded her reason. Child, it would distress me greatly to have to pronounce a verdict of condemnation. Speak then. Do you recant your sermons and swear never again to preach to the people? Are you prepared to repent?
As God is my witness, I did all this with good intentions. And the Virgin Mary did visit me, and I would be lying before her, before God and my own conscience, if I denied it.
If you don't recant and return to the bosom of Holy Mother Church, then you have sealed your own fate. Take her. We must all be ever vigilant of Lucifer's evil designs and avoid being caught in his snares. Only Holy Mother Church can safeguard all Christian folks from the onslaught of the devil. Only Holy Mother Church cares for their souls so they may find salvation in the kingdom of heaven.
It's all true, and the will of the Blessed Virgin, her sacred will that I will never recant.
Sometimes, to save the body of the true church, it is necessary to amputate a gangrenous limb.
Full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed be the fruit of thy womb. Jesus. Holy Mary. Oh God.
Johanka of Scarlets refuses to accept the truth and recant her delusive preaching. Her tongue is an instrument of the devil. It must be plucked out and cast from the body of the heretic, along with the devil, so that her soul may be purged of evil.
Aa, dilini kesecek. Hayda. Ne iş ya bu?
Despite her suffering, Johanka remained faithful to her conviction. Brother Nicodemus tried to heal her terrible wounds, but in vain. Her cruel punishment was too much to endure. Matthias never lived to hear of Johanka's fate. Soon afterwards, he succumbed to his sickness. Although it's forbidden to bury a heretic in consecrated ground, we lay Johanka and Matthias to rest together, side by
Yan yana
side,
gömülmüşler.
in a place where I hope they will finally find peace. As Brother Nicodemus said, surely God will forgive us for following our hearts.
Bunun good ending'i var mı acaba ya? Çok merak ediyorum. Kurtarabildiğimiz bir senaryosu var mı acaba? Niye kurtaramadık mesela? Bir itibar kaybedildi mesela bak şu an. Sanırım DLC bitti. Madonna of Sasau. Evet, DLC bitti. Çok güzel bir DLC'ydi bence. Yani en azından en derin olanlarından biri diyebiliriz bunun için. Buraya kadar izlediğiniz için teşekkür ediyorum. Yorum yapmayı, beğenmeyi ve like atmayı unutmayın lütfen.